Let's take a look at this label and assemble it. To assemble the label, we place the label paper inside here. Make sure it's secured in place. This latch can be adjusted for tightness or looseness. If we want to tighten or loosen it, we need to pull it up and outwards to adjust. Once it's loosened, we can take it out and then we can insert this sheet of paper. Let's loosen it. Now we can take it out from inside. After removing it, you'll see there's a screw here. There's a screw on this side. We can loosen it. Once it's loosened, we can remove this part. After taking it out, we place the alignment paper inside. Once it's in, we secure this fixing block again, tighten the screw, and then reassemble this part. After assembling it, pull it outward and tighten it. Make sure it's secure. Once the label paper is in place, we follow the winding instructions here. Just wind it according to the diagram. First, we go through this shaft. At this point, bring it up from here, then down, and then over from here. This part here can be removed. Use both hands to take it off. All right, after removing it, there's a button here and a switch as well. We close it up, and once it's sealed, we can see the paper here. Remember, it's on top. Feed the label paper through here, and after that, make sure it goes through this gap, Can you see it? You can see it from this angle, We need to thread it through here, and after that, it should pass through this area. Take a look. It has to go through the sensor. The label must pass through the sensor. We must thread the label through the gap in the middle of the sensor. It has to go through here. We can't put it underneath. It can't go under the sensor. We need to pass it through the gap in the middle of the sensor. This gap is where the sensor detects the spacing between each label. It senses the gap between each label as it passes from here to here. Here, you also need to pay attention. It must go through this gap. Do you see? Yes, it needs to pass through this gap, threading through the middle of the sensor. After it goes through here, then it passes through this gap again, and after that, it will come out from this side. We come out from this side, and from there we install it onto our take-up reel. Our take-up reel, there are ways to install it here as well. The take-up reel. When installing this take-up reel, we must make sure to unlock it here, then lower it and unlock it again. After unlocking it, we insert it like this, slotting the label paper in. Once it's slotted in, we lock it back in place. This way, it presses down and secures the paper tightly. That's the idea. When we install it, we must make sure it is aligned with this side, to the right, to the right. Once we've installed it properly, that's it. Over here, we can rotate it. You can rotate it to tighten it. Just keep turning it until it's secure. All right, after we've selected it, look over here. When we turn and pull it off, this side will separate and the paper here will peel off. As we manually turn it, the paper will come off. Oh, this means that it's installed properly. When installing, let's install the ribbon. Take a look at the ribbon here. On our side, we've already wound it up. This side is for feeding material, for supplying material. Here, we also have unlock and lock options. For example, turning it this way tightens it, and turning it the other way loosens it. When we loosen it, we take this. Feed the ribbon into the supply end, snap it in, and after it's snapped in, we then tighten it a bit. Tighten it up. Once it's tightened, it will be secured and can't be pulled out. In this case, for the ribbon, we carefully need to thread it from underneath, gently passing it under the nozzle. Because our nozzle, the end of the nozzle comes up here and is inserted into the take-up reel. This take-up reel also has adjustable tension, so if it's loose, we can take our ribbon. The ribbon take-up reel, we just wind it onto the spindle, insert it properly, and after it's inserted, we can tighten it up. After locking it tight, since it was loose before, we must make sure to twist it firmly. Once it's tightened, we can lift it up. It's movable, so lift it up, and as you lift, twist it. Look, when I twist it here, this side also turns, see? When I twist it like this side will also rotate along with it. All right. Once we've assembled it like this, it's installed properly. Let's pay attention to the inside here. Make sure that this side, the ribbon, is perfectly flat and very neat. There must be no folds, absolutely no folds. Now let's check our ribbon and label after installing them. Everything is perfectly fine. Once they're installed, we can lock this side in place. When we press it down like this, the label and ribbon will be pressed together, and now both the ribbon and the label are properly installed. After installation, we just need to put the protective cover back on. There's an axle here and there's a hole here that connects to this side, so we just need to align this hole. Protect this hole, insert it in, and pay attention to the direction of the hole. Slide it in just like this. Once it's installed properly, after we've finished installing this part, then we attach the entire tape applicator and secure it onto this bracket. Fix it onto this bracket. Over here, there are also 4 screws to fasten it to this part of the bracket. This setup is for vertical spraying, which means the spray gun will spray vertically. If we want to spray from the side, we just turn the machine sideways to allow for side spraying. By sideways, I mean that this time we're labeling vertically, but if we want to hold it and apply the label horizontally for bottom or side labeling, we can adjust this. We can loosen these screws here, and after loosening them, we can pass this rod through here. Once we pass it through, our machine will be lying down, just lying flat. So with this bracket design, labeling, as well as side labeling, meaning horizontal labeling, with the machine lying down, can all be achieved. All we need to do is loosen these 2 screws, rotate it 90 degrees, and pass this fixing tube through here. That way, it's as if our machine is now in a horizontal position. Oh, once it's in the horizontal position, we can go ahead and do the wiring. Over here, we have the power cable. We connect the power supply here, and the power cable goes here. This is where we connect the power cable. This here is the alarm light. The alarm light should be connected here. We can secure it here. We can connect the alarm light here, right at this spot. All right, let's take a look over here. We can remove this part, and I'll show you how to connect the wires. Let's unscrew this cover. Okay, now we can take it off. Once it's off, we can see there's one here. There's a wiring hole here. We can thread the photoelectric wire through this hole. After threading the photoelectric wire through, it will be here. As for how to connect the photoelectric wire, the positive terminal here connects to 24V. The negative terminal connects to 24V ground. For the positive terminal, you can choose any of these 3 holes to connect to 24V. And for the negative terminal, choose any of these 3 holes to connect the ground wire, which is 0V. For the negative terminal, we have a signal wire here. The signal wire should be connected to any one of these terminals from 1 to 10. Any hole will do. Just connect the signal wire here, and that's how you wire up the photoelectric sensor. To reiterate, connect the positive terminal to 24V, the negative terminal to 0V, and the signal wire from the photoelectric sensor to any terminal from 1 to 10 inside here. Just pick one and connect it, and that's all you need to do. After we've set up our mining station, take a look from here. Once it's set up, we can plug in our charging and power supply connectors properly. Make sure they're connected securely. After connecting them, we have a photoelectric bracket over here. The photoelectric bracket is connected roughly like this, so we just connect it this way. Then we place the photoelectric sensor here. There are 2 screw holes on this end to mount it onto our conveyor belt, attaching it to the belt. When a box passes by, as the box moves along, our sensor here detects the row of boxes. When a box passes, the sensor detects it, and at that moment, the label will be initialized, and we will attach the label to the sensor. That's how it works. The connection is set up like this. I didn't install it on the conveyor belt yet. This is just a fixed setup. We can also adjust the position here. The position is adjustable. This is the assembly process for the photoelectric sensor. All right, over here we have a very useful connector that we can readily use. We can then easily snap it into place right here. After carefully pushing it completely in, we will then connect one end of this connector to this particular side. For the air pressure gauge, we connect the inlet here with an 8mm tube, which goes to our air compressor. Make sure to connect it to the air compressor and don't let the air leak. So what do we connect overnight? Well, this is the air supply. This provides the air. Because our labeling machine uses a cylinder that requires air, this cylinder needs air to operate. Here is our air pressure gauge. It is also secured with 4 screws. 1, 2, and there are 2 more underneath, making a total of 4 screws. Make sure to fasten it securely. On our air pressure gauge, there is a wire. There will be a wire connected to our air pressure gauge. One end of this wire is connected to our air pressure gauge. The other end is connected to the safety switch of our air valve underneath the air valve safety switch. Now let's look below. Because it has a protective feature, the connectors are different, so we can't connect them incorrectly. The end with the protective spring is connected to the air valve safety switch. Oh, it's installed here. One is male and one is female. One is male and one is female, so we can't connect them incorrectly. Right? So the air valve is just a wire from our air tube that connects here. This wire that originally came with our machine, we connect it over here, connect it to this side. This is our air cutoff safety switch here. Here we mainly install it by screwing it in at this spot. Our air valve safety can be installed right here. Placing it here means that if there's any danger, we can press the emergency stop directly and our cylinder here will stop working. That way, move it by hand without using the machine. We can move it and there's no air pressure. Move it a bit farther, a little farther like this. As for its height, we can adjust it by rotating this part. The knob allows us to point it upward or downward. Either way is fine. Once we fixed it in place and adjusted the position, there are 4 screws here. 1, 2, and 2 more below. After tightening them, this part is secured. Then we won't be able to turn it anymore and we won't be able to adjust it. This way, it's fixed in place. If we want to continue adjusting it, we need to loosen these screws again, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 below. Only after loosening the screws can we turn it and make adjustments. All right,